We're going to have some fun this week on the compliance tip of the day, and we're going to look at how Winnie the Pooh and his friends from the 100-Acre Woods inform your compliance program. Compliance tip of the day. This is the podcast where we bring you daily insights and practical advice on navigating the ever-evolving landscape of compliance requirements. Whether you're a seasoned compliance professional or just starting your journey, my aim in this podcast is to provide you with a bite-sized, actionable tip to help you stay on top of your compliance game. And now I'd like to say a few words about the latest podcast on the Compliance Podcast Network, AI Today in 5 with 5. Thrilled to announce the inaugural episode of my latest podcast series, AI Today in 5. I wanted to do a short, curated set of stories and news stories about AI for the compliance professional and the greater business professional. You can check it out on Megaphone, the Compliance Podcast Network, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or Apple, or wherever great podcasts are listened to. Check out AI Today in 5. Today we look at the differences between compliance and corporate legal by discussing Eeyore, perhaps the most lovable character in the 100-Acre Wood. Go Lawyers. Corporate executives often do not understand the difference between a compliance officer and a chief legal officer. Well, it starts with the very basics that legal is there to protect the company and compliance is there to fix problems that come up in the company. As Paul McNulty said, he of McNulty's Maxims, what did you do to fix it when you found out about it? Donna Bone has said, a well-run compliance program requires hundreds of judgments, big and small, to be made on a weekly basis. A company with a political will to elevate their chief compliance officer to a separate but equal status in the C-suite will benefit from those judgments made through an independent compliance mindset and not always legal but occasionally compliance prism. What does compliance bring to the legal, or what does legal bring to the compliance program? Well, it brings several things. If you go through your general counsel in legal office, you can have attorney-client privilege. And the attorney-client privilege is established when a communication is made between privileged persons in confidence for the seeking, obtaining, or providing of legal assistance. The significance of meeting each prong of a privilege analysis is absent privilege. Once the attorney-client privilege invokes, it's absolute. Now, of course, you can maintain it, but you can waive it as well. But you maintain it by keeping it with your company as long as you might want to. So what are the parameters of the attorney-client privilege? They are 5 steps. Number 1, a client is seeking legal advice or a lawyer's services. Number 2, the person to whom the communication made is a lawyer or their representative. 3, the communication relates to a fact disclosed from a client or lawyer to a representative. 4, strangers are not present. 5, a client requires confidentiality. And the McNulty Maxims, as far back as, I think, 2006, may have been, what did you do to prevent it? What did you do to detect it? And then, of course, number 3, what did you do to fix it when you found out about it? And that's really as great a discussion of the difference between corporate compliance and legal as you will find. All of this plays out in the corporate setting by compliance consistently delivering remediation or advice which allows the company to do business ethically and in compliance. So what are today's 3 key takeaways? Number 1, always remember the roles of compliance and legal are very different. Even if the person wears 2 hats, they're very different roles. Number 2, the role of the corporate legal department is to protect the company. Number 3, the role of the compliance officer, however, is to fix problems that arise, and that includes finding out what those problems are through a root cause analysis. And I'm happy to do for you the compliance profession is if you have a question or a series of questions you would like some compliance tips on, I'm happy to take any requests that you might want, certainly anonymize them and give you a quick tip, either one quick tip or maybe a week's worth of quick tips. So if you have any tips you want about your compliance program, you can shoot me an email at tfox@tfoxlaw.com. This podcast was created and produced